Yeah, so the purpose of the mock-up is to take sections of the actual building and build it firsthand before we start the actual process out in the construction site. The benefit to that is build it first. If there's any problems or anything that we need to change, we change it on the mock-up versus changing it on site. This prevents delays and saves a bunch of money in the future. We actually started in November of 2022. So what it is, it's built in sections. So the first thing we'll do is build the framing and sheathing of it. And then at that time, we'll have the architect and owner review it. If that's approved, we'll move on to the installation of the windows and curtain wall. Again, the design team and owner will come look at it, approve it, and then we'll start in the masonry process. So yeah, it's a long process that's taken step by step versus what you typically see out in the field. This is built on, after one another. So yeah, this mock-up took some time to complete. Because we did the expansion door in the mock-up, we actually changed what was originally shown in the drawings. So because we did the mock-up, we were able to change it here on the mock-up versus when we were finishing putting it in the actual building. We changed the jack arch the way it looked. The jack arch above the window gives the building more character. The last thing we changed was the GFRC profile. So the GFRC, the glass fiber reinforced concrete, it's meant to match the cast stone that is at the bottom of the mock-up, but the cast stone is very heavy as it's solid. Well, you can't have that heavy pieces of cast stone up that high at the top of the building or top of the mock-up. So the design team went with GFRC, which is meant to look identical or pretty close to it, but also is framed out where it's not a solid piece of stone, where it's much lighter and it can be framed up that high. But the other thing is that we use it for reference. So if there's ever an issue or a question out in the field, we come back to the mock-up that was approved and agreed on and reference it and make sure that we're doing the exact same thing. If you see the missing brick and pieces in the mock-up, that's part of that. Once you put brick and all the veneer up, it hides everything that's behind it. While we're building it on site, we can come back and look at what's behind that, as the insulation, the weather barrier, the framing, sheathing. We can still reference that. I think the cool of it is just the size of it. You typically don't do a model this size and this detailed. Everything that's on this mock-up is going to be on the building after the building is completed. That's the main thing, is the building will have to be completed. So it'll be one of the last things we do on this project is demo the mock-up.